friends, Raquel from Infinite Succulent, and today I am going to be making a potted succulent arrangement in a planter with no drainage hole. Oh, no drainage hole! I've been actually planting succulents into things without drainage holes for a long time, but I do recommend when you're first getting started with planting with succulents that you always do have a planter with a drainage hole, because that will just better the chances of you keeping your plant happy. But there are ways to plant, especially succulents, which have pretty shallow root systems, into pots and planters without drainage holes, as long as you're kind of careful about how you do it. So what I'll be using today, this is also a really good way to kind of upcycle some of your nursery pots, some of the little nursery planters. I hold on to these. I usually have a good 2 dozen on hand of all different shapes and sizes, and then I also bring them back to my the nurseries I shop at to be reused over and over again, so that these don't end up in the landfill. But a great technique to use when you're potting into a planter without a drainage hole, and especially with succulents, if it's nice and deep like this one is you can actually take some of these, put them upside down into your planter, like so, see? And so what that ends up doing is that it creates pockets of air inside the root system where, underneath where those are. So there's little pockets of air in there, kind of keeps things from getting overwatered. It also fills up some of the space, so you don't have to use as much material, as much soil, as much pumice, as much charcoal to fill in the space, especially when using succulents that just don't have the deepest root structures. So this is what I do to kind of create air pockets and a bit of a solution to there not really being a drainage hole. Then what I do is add some pumice. Now again, the roots of the plants that I'm planting in here will not be making it all the way to the bottom, but I still like to add pumice to the bottom because of its ability to absorb water and act kind of like sponges, soak up any excess water, and then slowly release it back out into the soil. I always tell people to water less whenever there is a plant planted into a pot with no drainage. You definitely want to water less, and you also want to spill off any excess water as well. So it just takes a little bit more know-how. So I filled in a good amount with pumice, and then I'm just going to add some succulent soil. Now this is a succulent soil, it's a specific succulent blend. I have it combined with some pumice and some activated charcoal as well, which is 2 additives I like to add to all the soil I plant into. All right. For this arrangement, I am using an Echeveria agavoides. I am using some sedum for a little bit of spiller, and then I'm using some clipped jade. And some clipped chalk fingers for some fillers in here as well. So I'm gonna get to planting. When I prepare a plant to be planted like this, I do like to get in there and disrupt the soil and the roots just a bit. First, I like to pull off any kind of crusty old soil off the top. This is also a good opportunity to pull off any leaves and just kind of groom your plant a little bit. And then I tickle the roots. I tickle the root system just to let it know that it's going to have space to grow out. So I just kind of get my fingers in there and tickle it. Tickle those roots. What I'm doing here is shaping the roots for it to spread out a little bit more and take over the front. So I'm just kind of pushing it forward and making more of a line, like so, as opposed to a circle, so that this can go right here in the front. no drainage, but creating air pockets using upcycled 2-inch nursery pots. In terms of caring for something like this, the watering is going to be less than in a planter with a drainage hole in a material like terracotta or concrete that actually wicks away water. So it rained here in California yesterday, so all of my plants have a nice amount of moisture in them. So I wouldn't even water this for at least 2 weeks. And then before I water it, what I would do is the toothpick, not toothpick, you can use a toothpick or the chopstick test. So what you do with the chopstick test is take a chopstick, stick it down into the soil, anywhere really, and stick it down into the soil. And if it comes up and you can see little bits of dark soil attached to it, I can show you another one right here. See all that little soil attached to it? That lets you know that the soil still has moisture in it and you do not need to water. But when you stick it down and it comes up totally clean, then you know it's time to water. And for something like this, I'd start off watering with about 2 shot glasses worth, really getting for the root zone, and only watering again when the soil is completely dry and being sure not to overwater. Another thing you can do if you do think perhaps you did overwater a planter without a drainage hole is simply put your hands gently over, and after you water, tilt this way to drain out any excess water. Tilt, tilt, tilt to drain out anything extra, and then let your plant go totally dry. And there you have it. If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe, follow along, like and comment on these videos. And if you have any specific requests for succulent art, planted decor that you would like to see, please let me know. Or if you're interested in learning more how to work energetically with plants and your own energy, let me know that as well, as I'll be making more videos on that topic too. Thanks so much for watching, friends. See you next time.